Hi, I'm Grandpa Gary, and I just got here. Today I'm back at the sports complex because the church is still having their VBS program going on. Today I brought the E-Flight or FMS Pitts because it's a little bit bigger and can handle some of this wind. The wind is pretty strong today. We're probably in 15 mile an hour range, and I was hoping that flying in the morning would help some, because this afternoon it is supposed to be ridiculous how windy it's supposed to get, and some of these gusts are going to be in the upper 20s. So that's another reason to use a bigger plane. They can usually handle the wind a little better. This airplane also has been fitted with the AR630 from Spectrum, which has a little bit of AS3X mixed in. Hopefully that'll help with some of the wind. And yeah, let's get this thing in the air and see how it does. You can see that I got my sunglasses on today, and that's because something you need to think about when you're flying, that the sun position in the evening and in the morning is different. And so sun's right there today. I do have safe turned off. One of the reasons is it doesn't let me get the attack angle high enough on the takeoff, so it's all right in the air, but for takeoffs I take it off so that I can get it going up. We'll fly over this way a little bit, stay away from that sun, and of course the kids playing ball back there. It's handling the wind really well. I did turn the gains up on the AS3X just a little bit, and it seems to be doing good. The wind is coming at this direction. I'm going into the wind right now. It's behind me. So when we bring it in for landing, it'll be nice and easy this way. You can see that it picked up a lot of speed going the other way, and actually made it hard to roll over because of the wind speed difference. So that's something to think about whenever you're flying in wind, that when going downwind, the roll might not be near as fast as into the wind. It might make knife edges way harder also. And a little bit of that wobble is me, just making sure I still have control of the wing. Keeping it in kind of close. If anything goes wrong, I don't want it too far away. Want to be able to keep good visual of what it's doing. So no long straight lines today, but keeping it down here where the video will be nice and crisp, hopefully. And keeping it kind of slow. This airplane actually performs really nicely in a slow speed, so that's good, especially into the wind, of course. Oh, and get it up in the nose up. I'm not really looking to do any kind of Harrier maneuvers with this airplane, because biplanes traditionally do have a low stall speed, but high stall speed, I guess, would be the right. Oh, I turned the rudder the wrong way to try and recover. All right, let's take off again. I'll check my time. says I got 2.5 minutes left on there. So on that first takeoff, I forgot to give it some elevator, and it started to nose over just a little bit. And so, same thing with warbirds. Most any tail dragger, you need to make sure that you're giving it some up elevator, especially when you first start the takeoff. Keep that tail down until you get some airspeed, because it'll want to pull itself over. It's that whole lever fulcrum thing, I believe. Plus I got the grass impeding the roll. If we were on a nice smooth surface, might not be as important. I've been trying to figure out the new program they got for checking to see if I'm safe enough to fly, quote, drones, quote, or unquote. And I started it, but it's a little bit lengthy process, so I'll start it again when I got a little more time. And I did check the app called Before You Fly to make sure the airspace was cleared for takeoff. You can see it wanting to weather vane into the wind a little bit. It is at a slight angle. Couple guys messing around in the trash can over here making all that racket. Man, I just love flying this thing. It doesn't absolutely got to be going crazy to have fun. Just making it fly around scale is a lot of good time. Another one of the airplanes that I'd love to have one of these days is a Stearman. And another biplane. I've always kind of been interested in biplanes. I don't want one that's big, so big that I got to take it apart to bring it in. This one is right on the max size for me. And usually in the past I was looking at like gassers and nitro powered biplanes. And for those to travel, you got to take the wings off, and then you got to deal with the struts and linkage, and the wind picked up just as it was time to land. So let's circle around. I think 5 minutes is really quick on this battery. I am flying with a 4,000 milliamp hour 6S in there, so I probably got plenty of time left, but we'll call it a flight there. Boy, she looks beautiful. I'm really enjoying this FMS Pitts, guys. If you're into biplanes and you haven't got one yet, this is the one to have. That FMS Pitts, guys, man, is just a blast to fly. I'm out here in some really strong wind, and it handled great. And the Spectrum AR630 was a great complement to this airplane. You set your gains, I don't know, about half of what it comes factory, and it seemed to be doing really well. Took out a lot of the wind noise in the flight, of course. And yeah, I can't say much more about the FMS Pitts. It is a great flying airplane. Guys, if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, set it for all. Guys, give me that thumbs up and leave some great comments. I'm just having fun flying. And in case you guys didn't hear me yesterday, the reason I'm out here so early is my youngest son is getting married today. And so we got to be over there and ready for that later on. And so And on top of that, it was supposed to get crazy windy later today, and I just wouldn't have been able to fly. So I thought, double positive, I'll get out here early and get a flight in, share it with you guys. That was FMS Pitts, and I'm Gary Burt, Grandpa Gary, and I just got here.